Hey guys, welcome to Gardening Upbeat and I hope you are doing very well. This video is all about how to grow and care for bleeding heart vine. You are also going to learn few very important tips so that you can enjoy lots of flowers on your plants and you can make them bushy like the one you are able to see now. So let's start the video. As you can see, my plants are blooming quite well. This is the footage from 2020. And this is the footage from 2021. Same plants, same pot and same place. The best thing about bleeding heart is that they bloom quite a lot without taking too much care. They start to bloom from April and it blooms till around September to October. As my plants are already blooming, let's take one more plant which is not blooming and transform that plant. Here is one of my other plant which I grew in just a 4-inch pot and it was the year 2018. That year I bought lots of bleeding heart vines and as I did not have too much pots, I used vertical garden pots. So you can see we can even use very small pots for bleeding heart vines, but it's not recommended, and even if you want to use very small pot, you would need to repot them constantly, and at the same time you also may have to prune the roots at the time of planting. For the best results, please try to use minimum 6 to 8 inch pot for one plant, and for my plant I am going to use one 6-inch pot. For potting soil mix, please note that bleeding heart needs acidic soil and I do it this way. 40% is normal garden soil, 30% is vermicompost and rest 30% is coco peat. Alright, let's repot the plant very quickly. There are many important things to discuss with you and that's why please keep watching. Repotting is done and next I am going to prune my plant a bit so that it produces new growths. If you are wondering what's the best time to prune your plants, then it would be before spring and you can do either in December or in January. Very soon you are going to see the advantages of pruning. So this is how the plant is looking after 90 days. A good transformation I would say, but still I can see some issues on my plant. For example, the leaves are turning bit yellow and veins are green. I need to fix this, but before that let me show you how I fertilize my plants. In most cases I use DAP and at once I apply 8 DAP crystals. You can apply let's say 5 to 8 DAP crystals at once and you can do that once in 25 to 30 days. It's easy to use the DAP. We can simply keep the crystals on the top layer of the soil and when we are going to water the plant, the DAP would get dissolved in water and plants are going to get the nutrients on regular basis. Sometimes I also use mustard cake powder and bone meal. For one 8-inch pot, the dose would be 20 grams mustard cake powder and 25 to 30 grams bone meal. The frequency would be once in 30 to 45 days during active growth or blooming time. There is no need to fertilize in the winter. If you don't have mustard cake or bone meal, you can use 70 to 100 grams either vermicompost or composted cow dung powder once in 25 to 30 days. Also please note that if you are using the mustard cake for the first time, please use 10 grams instead of 20 grams. Alright, let's talk about one of the most common issues which is found on bleeding heart plant, and that is partly green leaves but the veins are still green, like the one you are able to see now. This happens because of iron deficiency, and again iron deficiency occurs if the soil is not acidic. I hope you remember that previously I said that bleeding heart needs acidic soil. To make the soil acidic, I mostly use aluminum sulfate and it's available on Amazon. Dose is half teaspoon in 1 liter water, and then we can apply directly on the soil. I am applying as I can see the same issue on my plant. Let's wait for the final result. So guys, this is the final result after 130 days, and we can see that the plant did quite well in 130 days. From looking like this to something like this. I am glad that my plant revived nicely and it's blooming well. Leaves are also looking perfect as we can see. Please avoid using aluminum sulfate too frequently, and for your info, so far I have applied only once. Next, let's talk about how to make them bushy and get more flowers. The very first important thing that you want to do is use a much bigger pot, something like 14 to 16 inch, and grow more than a single plant in that pot. This is the same thing I am doing here. I am using one 16 inch pot and growing 3 plants together. As a result, it's looking much more bushier. If you like, you can also grow only one plant in one 16 inch pot, and eventually it's going to look bushier as bleeding heart produces new growths from the roots. Here is one example, and after some days it would also reach the top and start blooming. The second important thing is to keep pruning your plant on regular basis, and as I have already informed you, we can do when the plant is not growing actively. Ideally, we can do before spring, and in tropical climate such as in India, we can do either in December or in January. Alright, let's talk about other two important things. First one is sunlight. Again, this is one more reason to love the bleeding heart vine. They don't need too much sunlight, and 2 to 3 hours of either direct or filtered sunlight is more than enough. They even bloom well if we provide them bright light. For example, here is a pic which I posted on my Insta feed, and it was clicked in October. Same plant, and you can see it was blooming well, and that time it was not getting the direct sunlight at all. Same way, here I have 2 more plants in one 14 inch pot. Both are also doing very well, and they don't get the direct sunlight as I have Rangoon creeper on the left side and Alamanda on the right side. Just few days back I uploaded one video on Rangoon creeper, and if you are interested you can take a look. For watering, please keep the soil consistently moist, and during blooming time I need to water them daily. If we let the topsoil dry out, we are going to find wilted leaves. But if your plant is very small, for example, let's say it's 1 foot or 2 feet tall, and you are using one 8 to 10 inch pot, then please avoid watering daily, and you can let the topsoil dry out before watering. I need to water them daily as they are quite old plants and growing nicely. So guys, that's it about how to grow and care for bleeding heart vine and how to get lots of flowers. In case you did not know, they are also too easy to propagate via stem cuttings, and just few days back I have already uploaded one video showing all the procedures step by step with results. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, I would really appreciate if you give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you are new to gardening upbeat. Thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Have a great time and enjoy.